The card on the bottom of the deck is the Lover's card. The Lover's card often can indicate a head or heart decision about something that you're struggling with, some kind of a decision. It can also indicate literal lovers, like the balanced polarity between two individuals. It doesn't have to be a heterosexual couple, but it's two people that balance each other out. Right? They mirror each other in positive ways so that they have lots in common. They can get along. Then again, one person's strengths tend to be another person's areas of growth and vice versa. So they can kind of build a harmonious and stable environment and household for one another. So we'll see as the reading continues how this kind of plays out in here, what this may indicate for you. The rest of the cards aren't necessarily so much specific about love, but it could be about a balance within yourself that is going to be needed. We see here the Page of Cups, which can be an offering of love. It could be an apology, could be a new beginning. This could indicate someone, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces person. Could be a child, could be your own child, not necessarily. Could be simply that message. Notice it is a tangible message that this is an offering of a cup and there is in fact a fish in it. The waters are moving, so there is movement going on in this, but it's not turbulent movement either. So this is kind of a peaceful sort of energy. This is kind of what you've been hoping for, either in the past or in the recent past. That kind of thing that you're aiming for. We tend to drive towards what we're looking at. So if you're concentrating on having something positive come in, if you're single and you're hoping for love in your life, this could be why this card is showing up at this period of time. Then again, sometimes it can be that this is coming in and this is a reflection of what's going on in reality. But I do see some kind of struggle or contention, difficulty in getting along. Now, for some of you, this may be an inner conflict that you've been experiencing. For others of you, it could be that there's kind of some petty squabbles going on in your environment. So again, take that as it resonates. We also see here that you've been experiencing some kind of disappointment, that even though things have been offered to you, it's not something that you really want at this time. Even if we look at this Page of Cups, it could be that somebody is offering you love, and yet maybe they're offering you an immature version of what love might be. Then again, maybe it's a beginning, you're not recognizing it as such. Do note that there's a cloud and there's a hand with a cup miraculously or magically appearing from this. So it could be that you're getting ready to make maybe that you're getting to accept an offer that's going to be coming in. Okay, too cute here. I'll try not to distract myself because then I become ungrounded and I can't get things done. Part of being a human, I suppose. So if you are rejecting an offer that's being made to you, be sure that you've thought it through and that you're being careful in making your decision. There could be, again, some kind of inner conflict. Maybe you need more information before you decide, is this an immature love offer or is this person just of a playful, silly nature? If it's not an actual person that's coming in, is it that the offer seems immature, but you don't realize that it's actually a tangible offer or some kind of information of that sort? So be quite careful with that. You're also thinking about this person here, this Queen of Wands, who may be a Leo, could be a Sagittarius as well, could be an Aries. It's a fire sign person. And this is someone who knows how to put her passion into action. It's kind of like, for those of you who are single and hoping for a relationship, it could be that this is what you're wanting, but this is what you think that you're being offered right now. Again, gather more information to be sure that this isn't just indicative that because it's the beginning of a new relationship, that's why we're seeing it as a page and not, say, the Queen of Cups or the King of Cups who's coming into play. Now, the queen doesn't have to be specifically one sex or the other. Could be a male or female. It's just whoever's in that kind of an energy. And remember, queens and kings are adults in and of their own right. So, excuse me. They have a home that they've established, a business, or they have a job. They're stable in their life, in that sense. So it is a different energy, in fact, between the Page and the Queen of Cups, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that it's two different people. It could be your perception of those people. So be very careful. This card is sometimes known as the Old Maid or the Bachelor card, because it can indicate that a person's too fussy to settle on someone. Like they want perfection instead of perfect for me, or a good fit, or I want to say good enough, but I don't mean that in a negative way. Sometimes we have to be very, very careful that we're not having kind of pie in the sky ideas about something that's an unrealistic expectation of love or of our potential lovers. This is about waiting for something to grow, waiting for something to come into fruition. This is, you've planted some kind of seed, you've done some sort of work or toil, and now you're waiting for this to come about. I'm liking this Page of Cups better and better, with each and every card that we've been going through here. But there is a real sense that you've been putting your effort into something that's not going to grow, that's going to be ego-based. It's going to be based on something that's not healthy for you, something that's toxic. It could be that you have a choice between two individuals. You're trying to make this head or heart decision. Maybe the Queen of Wands looks good to you on paper, but the Page of Cups kind of feels right. Even if that's a person who may be younger than you. And you're trying to figure out, well, am I going to feel like a cougar, or what's the male version of a cougar? Am I going to feel like a person who's robbing the cradle, so to speak, if I go out with the younger person that feels like a good fit, because I should be going out with the Queen of Wands person that's admirable and has had more time to establish positive opinions in the environment, in the work environment, in the world at large, a greater degree of respectability, more because of more time in the workforce, say. So be careful as you're thinking about things that you're not cultivating seeds that will turn out to be this negative tower energy. Again, because somebody looks right on paper doesn't mean that they're the right fit for you. Be careful that you're not walking into this with presuppositions about things. We also see this card here. This is about theft, stealing, getting away with something, sneaking around. This person has stolen all these swords from underneath these tents. They're trying to get away with something, but they're leaving a couple pieces of evidence behind. So there's this idea that you'll see clues that the person may or may not be right. Again, I'm feeling like a lot of you are going to need to sit with this and not be hasty. Go slowly and let things play out, because then you'll see who this is that's trying to get away with some stuff. The Queen of Wands. Now, since I'm not, looking at flipped over energies, sometimes if the Queen of Wands is not balanced, if the Queen of Wands is in the shadow side, this can be someone who is passionate or who is no longer passionate for you, if this were a reversal. But it could also be player energy, right? Non-committal player energy. They like their passion, but their passion doesn't really have an anchor in something or someone positive. So, again, be careful to get the information that you need here. This Chariot reminds me too of the Lover's card. The Chariot is your card even. This is the Cancer card. Now in this deck, you'll notice that the Sphinxes here are blocking the wheels of forward movement. In order to move forward, this person here who's driving the Chariot needs to connect them to the physical being of self, but needs to balance the logic and the emotional energy to go into, they need to harmonize so that they can move forward in a cohesive direction. And this is kind of another version of some of this Lover's energy here, where we have the head and heart decision to make. Here we have, okay, I'm finding my unified direction where I need to go, and now I need to balance out my male and female polarity energies, my yin yang, my anima animus that is within me. I need to balance these energies so that I can harness them for forward movement and progress. This is sort of the riddle, and this is the forward motion that can begin once you unite these two opposing forces. This can also indicate an upcoming balance for you. There's been some kind of struggle, and you've done the work to make it work, and even an inner conflict here, like we've been seeing these here. There's been some sort of inner conflict or struggle that's reflected in this Lover's card. You've been working really hard to make something positive happen, and it looks like it's going to be unifying so that you can move forward in another direction. Another way of looking at it too would be, we've got this Page of Cups, and we have this beautiful harvest coming, and we also have a balance between give and take. This Page of Cups offer here can be something that's solid and with a little tending and some nurturance. If you use healthy behaviors, for example, think vitamins and not, toxifying the soil. You don't salt the earth where you're going to plant any kind of harvest. You can find that there may be reciprocal balance in the relationship, kind of a yin-yang balance, which brings us back to the Lovers card in the literal sense of the Lovers, that this Page of Cups offer may be very positive for you. Again, with this Tower energy, be careful that you're not self-sabotaging what could be a positive relationship because it doesn't somehow comport with your ego needs. That you're not being fussy and missing out on an opportunity because you're having concerns or fears that this person may not be for you. You're not willing to try even a little bit, or that you are worried more about what other people think of you than what you yourself will have as a result of what could possibly be a potentially beautiful relationship. Not sure about that Queen of Wands. And now I'm shuffling our Sacred Traveler Oracle cards to see if Spirit will have some words of wisdom, perhaps, for the Cancer sign. And jumpers are, of course, welcome. All right. We have staying focused, hold the course. And let me open this book and we'll see what they have to say. Okay, that's this card here. I don't know if you could tell I'm a little bit stuffy. I've been doing neti pots like I don't even know what. So staying focused, hold the course, be clear about where you are going. Do not compromise. Follow your dreams. You deserve the best. Prioritize your life. Once you decide on a direction, hold the course. Do not veer. Do what's important and release the rest. Place your intent and passion on one thing rather than scattering in many directions, and you will be successful. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know, on the path, it's easy for the traveler to be distracted by people, events, and even shiny objects. Do not take any side roads. Stay the course. Keep going, no matter what emerges in your path that distracts you. It's easy to get lost and forget where you were headed. Recommit yourself to your destination. What you focus on is what you create, so put your attention on what is worthwhile, beautiful, and inspiring. Refrain from focusing on what's not working. Only focus on the direction you want to go. Wonderful. And doesn't that tie so much with the reading about staying focused on what it is that you want? We drive towards what we're looking at, harnessing these energies, figuring out where you want to go so that you can begin to move forward again in this direction, focusing on what you want. Not losing the focus. Good for you. This is a wonderful reading, I think.